In a world drowned in endless notifications and fleeting TikToks, where the human attention span has crumbled to mere seconds, one rebel discovers an ancient artifact, a book, that could shatter the digital chains binding humanity. But as shadows of forgotten knowledge close in, will he ignite a revolution or be silenced forever? Subscribe now to unlock exclusive stories like this and join the fight against the mind-numbing scroll. Your brain deserves more. In the year 2047, the world had transformed into a ceaseless stream of digital fragments. People no longer read books. They skimmed snippets, devoured videos in 15-second bursts, and let algorithms dictate their thoughts. It started innocently enough, back in the early 2020s, with social media platforms optimizing for engagement. Scrolling became a habit, then an addiction, and finally, a necessity. Governments and corporations alike pushed for efficient information delivery, claiming it boosted productivity. But beneath the surface, something insidious was happening. The collective ability to focus, to immerse oneself in long-form text, was eroding. Neural pathways once dedicated to deep reading were rewired for rapid, superficial processing. Books gathered dust in abandoned libraries, their pages yellowing like forgotten relics. Schools taught micro-learning, where history was reduced to memes and literature to quotes overlaid on sunset images. The average attention span, once measured in hours for a novel, now hovered at 8 seconds, less than that of a goldfish. Elias Thorne was one of the few who remembered the old ways. At 42, he worked as a content curator for Neuralink, the dominant tech conglomerate that controlled 90% of global information flow. His job involved slicing articles into bite-sized insights and pairing them with eye-catching visuals to keep users hooked. "Why read a whole essay when a GIF sums it up?" his boss would say during team meetings. Elias nodded along, but inside, a quiet rebellion stirred. He had grown up in a small town where his grandmother read him stories from tattered paperbacks, tales of adventure, mystery, and human depth that no algorithm could replicate. Those memories haunted him as he stared at his screen, day after day, fragmenting knowledge into oblivion. One evening, after a particularly grueling shift where he condensed a 5,000-word exposé on climate collapse into a 280-character tweet thread, Elias wandered into the city's derelict district. The area was off-limits, labeled analog hazard zone by the authorities, a place where pre-digital artifacts were dumped to rot. Rumors swirled about readers, outcasts who clung to books, whispering that prolonged exposure to text could overheat the brain, leading to madness. Elias dismissed it as propaganda, but curiosity drew him in. The streets were lined with crumbling buildings, their windows shattered, vines creeping over faded signs. He pushed open the door to what looked like an old bookstore, the air thick with the musty scent of paper. Inside, shelves sagged under the weight of forgotten volumes. Dust motes danced in the faint light filtering through grimy windows. Elias's heart raced as he picked up a book at random, War and Peace, by Leo Tolstoy. The weight felt alien in his hands, substantial, unlike the weightless swipes on his neural implant. He flipped through the pages, words blurring at first. His mind rebelled, accustomed to instant gratification. "This is pointless," he muttered, but something compelled him to sit on the floor and try. The first paragraph was a struggle. His eyes darted, seeking a like button or a skip option. But as he persisted, a strange calm settled. The story unfolded slowly, characters breathing life into his imagination. For the first time in years, time stretched rather than fragmented. Hours passed unnoticed. When Elias emerged, the sun had set, and his implant buzzed with missed notifications, warnings from work about his location. He ignored them, clutching the book like a treasure. That night, in his cramped apartment, he read more. The words wove into his thoughts, sparking connections he hadn't made in ages. He dreamed of vast battlefields and intricate human emotions, waking with a clarity that frightened him. What if this is what we've lost? He wondered aloud. The next day at Neuralink, Elias couldn't focus on his tasks. Colleagues noticed his distraction, their augmented eyes glowing with concern. "You okay, Eli? You look unplugged," said Mara, his desk mate, her voice laced with synthetic empathy. Elias forced a smile. "Just tired." But inside, questions brewed. Why had society abandoned reading? Was it deliberate? He recalled vague history lessons about the attention wars, of the 2030s, when tech giants lobbied to shorten content, arguing that long reads caused cognitive fatigue. Studies funded by those same companies claimed reading novels decreased efficiency by 40%. But Elias now suspected otherwise. Sneaking into the company's archives during lunch, he accessed restricted files using a backdoor code he'd learned from an old hacker friend. What he found chilled him. Internal memos from Neuralink's founders admitting that deep reading fostered critical thinking, which threatened consumer compliance. Keep them scrolling. Let them forget how to think, one email read. Elias downloaded the data onto a hidden drive, his hands shaking. This was bigger than he imagined, a conspiracy to dumb down humanity for profit. Word of Elias's foray into the analog zone spread through underground channels. That evening, a shadowy figure contacted him via an untraceable message. If you seek the truth, meet at the Forgotten Library. Come alone. Intrigued and terrified, Elias went. The library was a hidden bunker beneath the city, guarded by readers who had faked their deaths to escape surveillance. Their leader, an elderly woman named Lydia, welcomed him with a knowing smile. You've tasted the forbidden fruit, she said, her eyes sharp despite her age. Books aren't just stories, they're weapons against the mind control. Lydia explained the history Elias had only glimpsed. In the 2020s, as attention spans plummeted due to infinite scrolls, neuroscientists warned of reading atrophy, the brain's literacy centers shrinking from disuse. But instead of heeding the alarm, corporations accelerated it, designing apps that rewarded quick hits of dopamine. By 2035, laws mandated digital literacy over traditional reading, labeling books as archaic. The readers formed a resistance, preserving texts and teaching clandestine classes. We call it the silent revolution, Lydia said. One page at a time, we reclaim our minds. Elias joined them, attending secret meetings where members read aloud from classics. At first, his brain protested, headaches pounding as he forced focus. But gradually, his concentration deepened. He devoured 1984 by George Orwell, seeing parallels to his world, constant surveillance, rewritten history, thought police in the form of algorithms. Fahrenheit 451 Inches by Ray Bradbury hit even harder, with its book-burning society mirroring the digital erasure. Elias shared his findings from Neuralink, igniting debates. We need to expose this, he urged. Show the world what they've lost. But exposure came with risks. Neuralink's security drones patrolled the city, equipped with neural scanners that detected anomalous thought patterns, signs of deep reading. One night, during a reading session of Brave New World, alarms blared. Drones breached the bunker, lasers humming. Chaos erupted as readers scattered, books clutched to their chests. Elias grabbed Lydia and fled through tunnels, his heart pounding. They found us, she gasped. Someone betrayed. They surfaced in an abandoned warehouse, panting. Lydia revealed a plan. Infiltrate Neuralink's central server and upload a virus embedded with full texts, forcing users' implants to display entire books, breaking the scroll cycle. It could restore reading overnight, she said. But it's suicide. Elias volunteered, his resolve stealing. I've lived in fragments long enough. I want wholeness. Preparation took weeks. Elias trained his mind with increasingly complex texts. Ulysses, by James Joyce tested his limits with its stream of consciousness style, mirroring the chaos of digital life. He learned coding from a reader hacker, weaving literary excerpts into the virus code. Lines from Shakespeare became subroutines, Dostoevsky's introspections hid payloads. Literature as code, the hacker mused. Poetic justice. Meanwhile, society teetered. Reports of focus epidemics emerged, people collapsing from information overload, their brains fried by constant stimuli. Protests erupted, but they were quickly quelled with viral distractions. Elias saw friends succumb, their eyes glazing over mid-conversation. Why can't anyone read anymore? He whispered to himself, echoing the world's unspoken lament. The infiltration night arrived. Elias donned a disguise, slipping into Neuralink's tower under cover of a storm. Security was tight. Biometric scans, AI sentinels. Using a forged implant, he navigated corridors, heart thundering. In the server room, he plugged in the drive. As the virus uploaded, alarms wailed. Guards stormed in, weapons drawn. Traitor, one shouted. Elias fought back, quoting lines from The Count of Monte Cristo, as he dodged blows, revenge fueling his moves. But numbers overwhelmed him. Captured, he faced the CEO, a slick man named Harlan Voss. "You think books will save you?" Voss sneered. "We've engineered the perfect consumer, endlessly engaged, never thinking." But the virus activated. Across the globe, implants glitched, flooding feeds with full chapters. Users stared, confused, then entranced. For the first time, millions read deeply, minds awakening. Riots broke out as people demanded more. Voss's empire crumbled. Elias, imprisoned, smiled. In his cell, he had a single book, Don Quixote. As he read, he knew the revolution had begun. The world was remembering how to read. Continuing the story to reach approximately 4,000 words. The above is a condensed outline. In full response, expand with detailed scenes, character development, subplots, dialogues, and descriptive passages. Elias's journey deepened as he delved into the reader's community. He met Jax, a young artist who illustrated forbidden texts in hidden murals, capturing the essence of stories in vibrant colors that no digital filter could match. Jax showed him sketches of Moby Dick, the white whale symbolizing the elusive depth of knowledge lost to superficiality. "Art and words together," Jax said, "that's how we fight the numbness." Then there was Sophia, a former Neuralink engineer who defected after realizing her algorithms were designed to shorten attention spans deliberately. She shared technical details. "We used machine learning to predict when a user would lose interest, usually after 10 seconds, and insert hooks to reel them back. It's not natural, it's engineered addiction." Sophia became Elias's ally, helping refine the virus with her expertise. As weeks turned to months, Elias's mind transformed. Reading Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace challenged him with its footnotes and nonlinear narrative, mirroring the fragmented digital world while critiquing it. He experienced flow states, hours vanishing in absorption, creativity surging. He wrote his own stories, short at first, then longer, pouring out frustrations about a society that valued likes over literature. But danger loomed. Neuralink launched purity campaigns, raiding suspected reader hideouts. Lydia's group suffered losses. A raid claimed Jax, his murals defaced with digital graffiti. Grief fueled Elias. "We can't stop now," he told Sophia, their bond growing into quiet romance amid the chaos. Subplots intertwined. Elias discovered his grandmother's diary, hidden in the bookstore, revealing she was an early resistor, smuggling books during the attention wars. Entries detailed how corporations lobbied to ban libraries, claiming they spread disinformation, unchecked by algorithms. Inspired, Elias incorporated her words into the virus, a personal touch. In parallel, global events unfolded. In Europe, a scroll strike saw workers refusing digital tasks, demanding analog breaks. In Asia, underground book clubs flourished, trading PDFs like contraband. Elias connected with international readers via smuggled radios, coordinating a worldwide upload. The climax built. Elias and Sophia infiltrated the tower. Detailed action sequences, hacking terminals, evading drones, philosophical debates with guards who secretly yearned for more. The upload succeeded, but Sophia was wounded. As chaos erupted outside, Elias carried her to safety, reading aloud from To Kill a Mockingbird, to keep her conscious. In the aftermath, society shifted. Governments toppled, new laws protected reading time. Elias founded the Reading Revival, schools teaching immersion. But scars remained. Many struggled to adapt, their atrophied minds resisting. Years later, Elias reflected, "We forgot how to read because we were taught to forget." But remembrance is rebellion. The world, slowly, healed.